What's up, everybody? Welcome to Sideline the Baseline with your hosts MB and K Lou.
K-Lou.
Man, we in the building, y'all. A lot of stuff happening. Show was so good on Monday, MB. We missed a lot. We ain't get to talk about Money Mayweather. We ain't get to talk about my Duke guys. And so we got a little carryover, a little follow through. You know what I mean?
We ain't get to talk about what else we missed. The trade, Julio trade.
Oh, right. Well, that happened, I want to believe, the same night.
No, yeah, we had it on there though. You put.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
that was on there. So,
but I feel like that jumper, MV. You know that jumper, and it wasn't no follow through. We didn't flick our wrist.
we didn't flick the wrist. Huh?
We didn't flick our wrist. Yeah,
we didn't have it up there.
Hey,
what's that? White man can't jump.
MV. And it used to be so funny, man. Some guys who learned how to they got used to everybody using the follow through and flicking the wrist, right? That it got so bad, it'll be a joker, shoot a jumper, and then throw it up like late. You know what I'm saying? Like shoot the jumper, and then be like. So I feel like that's what we did, LB. That's what we doing right now. We shot the jumper on Monday, and then now we gonna follow through.
delay reaction, huh?
Yeah, so that's what that brought to my mind, man. When that used to go down. So
that's awesome.
Man, let's get right into it, man. So we'll go ahead and talk about. Man, I had something on my heart. Happened Monday morning, and I just, sometimes guys, thoughts just run through my head, and before I know it, I'm jotting some stuff down. And at the end of it, I make it a Lou down, man. And this right here is for this new generation, and I call them the Roblox generation. Now, MB, let me catch you up on that. You gotta know about that, cause them boys, I bet they playing Roblox.
Oh, no doubt. All the time.
So MB, I'm that kind of parent. Cause see, my daddy was like this too. So I raised from good stock. My daddy, in the beginning,
saying like raised for good stock.
He'll come in there, man, and get on the sticks with us. When we was playing, the Genesis at the time, I think it was Sega Genesis and Nintendo. Then Super Nintendo came. He come back there try to get on them sticks, and I tell him, look here, man, this is dangerous right here. Cause I'll never forget. He trying to learn how to do Mario, man. I say, man, you out your league, man. You don't even know what to do with these. So we bashing his head in, as far as like points wise with Mario. And when we moved on to the sport games, of course. We gave him too much to handle on that Madden and Live, NBA Live and John Madden, baby.
Right.
So I'm just like that. So MB, I played Roblox for about 3 weeks with my daughter. I'm on there with my daughter and trying to figure out first, is it safe? And then let me see if I can learn some of this stuff, man. So this why this jumped in my head. So I understand it's like a million games on Roblox. Parents, you should jump in there just to check on your kids. Erase all their darn friends. Erase them. Only allow them to have the friends that they actually know. Because it's a creep show out there too. Anybody can jump on and become friends with your child. Yeah. So as soon as I saw that, I said, let me see when people was trying to invite me to be their friends, I don't do that. So I'm like, hold on, how you got 100 friends? We got to delete all them. The only people you need to be friends with is we physically know them. Okay? Because there's horror stories behind that. So that's a disclaimer. Help y'all out there in these streets. So Roblox generation, you get points by just being you. Yeah, that's what I said. Just being you. You walk around the street, MB, and they getting your points. I'm like, what? What kind of game is this?
Does it sound like a participation
class
trophy,
gets you
man?
money.
Is that a participation trophy?
MB, yes, sir. You go into the school, it's a cot, old school cot in the classroom, MB, and you get points by sleeping in class. Teacher up there teaching you.
Oh, that's not good.
And your points just going up, MB.
Right.
Playing games is a breeze as you run around, stealing valuables out of homes, stealing cars, allowing your days to be filled with anything you want. No time limits. Absolutely no limits. Oh, I forgot. You make money just by time passing by. Having lots of friends ingratiates you the better person. And of course, ultimately the winner. Whether you win or lose in the game is inconsequential. You fought a guy, and this is where the transition come in, y'all. You fought a guy 45 pounds lighter and lost. 13% hit rate. Okay, in your own words, Mr. Paul, I knew if I went the distance, I won. Yeah, that's what he said. If I went the distance, I won. So I guess taking that logic, Michael Jordan or LeBron, or even you feeling the name are not the GOAT. It's Justin Bieber. Yeah, Justin Bieber. He has 455 million social media followers, making LeBron's 160-ish look pedestrian. I guess you telling me Justin Bieber has never played in the NBA, so he don't qualify. Well, he has. He has played in 3 NBA All-Star celebrity games while taking home the MVP trophy in 2011. Yep, you heard it here first. Justin Bieber is basketball's GOAT, baby. What does this have to do with our kids? I refuse to let up on having an attitude of excellence. I'm going to force that. Holding yourself accountable and competing. So when Asher, my son, tells me he didn't feel like racing to the car, his sister tells him it's always a race, baby. When Callie cries after a match when she's lost, I tell her to turn that energy into doing something to change the results next time. You guys are saying, I didn't watch him. I'm not supporting Logan Paul. Well, I'll leave you with these 3 questions. Who's the 20 million people following him then? Why is your goal in life to provide the desires and wants of your kids? That's the second question. Why do you confront, blame, or blame others for the actions of your children? As the third one, and you, sir or ma'am, have just created the Roblox generation. Trust me, I don't mean to have your face twisted up in a frown. Just giving you a bit of my mind. Call the Lou down, baby.
Okay, Lou. So what's up, Coach O?
What's going on? What you said?
I was just saying. I was telling Coach O, what's up? K.
How
Lou,
you
go ahead
doing,
and break
man?
it down some more. So what points are you trying to emphasize, K. Lou?
So I'm all over the place on this, and what it was after looking at the highlights, because I was not gonna watch that foolishness of the Logan Paul fight, and then listening to the post-fight commentary. Yeah, prepare for a match, exhibition, call it what you will. Prepare for it, and then said, "Oh, I went the distance, so I won." I'm like, what? Like, you won? No, man, it's either you a winner or lose. And you overweight, meaning like he shouldn't even fault you. So you fighting down. You had no chance. You look at the tape. They say, they saying Floyd held him up. He knocked him out and said, "No, stay up, baby, stay up." So you got beat down. And that's the thing right here, man. We raising a generation that no matter what, they won. And if you talk about and you listen to the commentary about it, he got this chance because he got friends. Like, he got social media followers. So that enabled him to bypass every contender that really should be, having an honor of getting an exhibition with a guy like Floyd Money Mayweather. He bypassed all them straight these 20 million followers gonna get me to the top, put me in a position to fight who some consider the greatest ever. He 50-0, so argue that point all day, but he 50-0. And to me, that's what we do. You have a chance to sign your kid up. Like I just had this opportunity. Sent Callie to my daughter, plays tennis, had an opportunity to sign her up to this tennis camp. And it's 4 slots, basically beginner, novice. Okay, you done played some tournaments, you know what time it is, and then the elite level. How as parents, what do we do with that? My baby elite. No, she played in some tournaments, done won some, so we doing third where she belongs. If she's elite, they'll see that and move her. We don't do that. We automatically Logan Paul said, "I'm elite, baby." Went straight to it. You know what I mean? He bragging about who his fights have been against. Floyd Mayweather, my second fight. Like, what? You know what I mean? Now he can hang that on his mantle for life. And that's what I'm saying. We putting ourselves, our kids in all these situations, man, and just pushing them forward and then wondering why they think like this and why they acting like this. Well, my contention is it ain't them, it's us.
Hey, K. Lou, can I comment on this?
Oh yeah, of course. That's what it's for.
So first off, I'm totally in your corner with where you're going with this. But what I will say is it's not so much Logan Paul's fault to me as it is the people who's putting this fight on, because it's all about money. They don't care about anything except how much money they can make. So you're the guys that have fought and deserve the right to be in that position. If they can't make the kind of money that Logan Paul can make, then I'm sorry. Because that's what it's about.
Right.
Yep. And now I'll say, Coach O, you're right. It's listening to him, to K. Lou, it's a few things that ran through my mind. So let me just piggyback on what you're talking about. It's it's the Kim Kardashian factor, the following, the likes, the 20 million, however he created his name, it put him in that position where you say it's about, the recognition, and you're like, what significant stuff has he did as a boxer? He really didn't do anything,
Nothing.
But he's got this following. So now it's a slot that you could fit that in to take advantage of it from a financial standpoint, And so then now it becomes, from his standpoint, because before Floyd, he was 0-1. So, but from his standpoint, it became his mindset was like pros versus Joes. Remember that show on steroids? Right?
Yeah.
Because he's like, I'm a Joe. I know who I am. I'm fighting Floyd Mayweather, right? And if I can, it's like, man, it's like if I get in the ring with Mike Tyson, I survived and I won, because I'm really a Joe, right? And Floyd Mayweather's one of the greatest of all time. So from him, so I can understand his mindset, and because to me, I saw it as pros versus Joes, But then the biggest thing that you talk about is when you talk about, when you have your kids and they have that mindset, I got X amount of people liking me and follow me, it becomes that, and that become intoxicating. And then now it's like what James Harris talked about, where everybody get a participation trophy, and then now the values of what's point is become all vanity. It's like what they think is important is really not important.
Right.
And unfortunately, you get rewarded for that, and they looking for that, and that becomes their source, and then that's when you come down that dangerous slope, because then now their values are not grounded on what's solid. It's grounded on something that's superficial. It's like what's on the Smurfette, with the vanity with the mirror. It's like, no, that's not what's important. How many likes you have, that's not it. But now, Daddy, you're not celebrating that? No, I'm not, because that's not what it's about. Let's be realistic. Or then I call it American Idol effect, where you have these people go American Idol and they really think they can sing, and their parents told them they sing, they never sing, and you're like, man, I blame your parents because they should have told you that you ain't there yet. It's one thing to build a confidence, but it's another thing to be delusional. So anyway, it's a lot of different layers to what you're talking about, you know.
You know, I want to say this, and you know, my dates are probably going to be terrible. I'm going to throw out 40 years ago. Maybe it was longer than that. But this is kind of what happened in the rap game. There was a group of guys who started this deal, and they had so many people who liked it. And then the money makers saw, hey, we can make some money off this. So they start signing these rappers. Now, the rappers obviously made money, but the real people that made money was the record companies.
Right.
And so this fight is the same deal. I mean, hey, we're going to promote this fight because he has X amount of million followers. And those people are going to buy this fight. And do I care whether the fight's good or not? Not really. But what I do care about is that check that's coming in the mail.
Right.
But my fear, guys, and why I'm writing this is we're co-signing this stuff. Is what I'm saying. Like this was on Sports Center. You know, they actually dissected this fight. So how MB looked at it as pros versus Joes, it was a joke. They didn't treat it as such. So then and then how did he get here? Like MB talked about before, these 20 million followers. What was he doing to do that? Entertaining any and everything to attract them. And then, you know, you basically are putting out this, you know, to the masses. And like I said, I went back to the Roblox generation, because if you play that game, you get to do all the stuff you want, hang out. You collect people who want to like and follow you, just like regular social media. It's like a world within itself. You make money doing any and everything you want, and it's praise, and there's no winners or losers. You know, so it puts that false reality into their minds, and then they take that on, and it's like, you know, you dealing with attitudes that you like, what, am I raising you? Like, where do you get that from? And we're not catching on to it. I'm telling you guys, because I mean, I was amazed with what's going on. These kids are putting in, you know, and you can Google this, man. Put in Roblox, and you will see horror story after horror story with parents saying they addicted to the game, you know, and that they fighting, like they lashing out at parents because they taking it away from them. And then when you see what it is, it's just trash. Like, you know, I'm like, I told Callie, my daughter, I say, honey, like, explain to me what's the point of these games. Ain't no winning, ain't no losing. Everybody just, you know, getting participation trophies. And at the end of this, you ain't any smarter for it. Like, so, and so, guys, I played this for 3 weeks, and I kept playing, trying to figure out what's the point. Like, what are we doing here? You know,
hey,
like,
I got a funny story to that. So when I coached at UNC Charlotte, there was an assistant with me, and I'm not a tennis guy. And so he said, let's go play tennis. And I said, okay. So we went out there, and, you know, I'm thinking we're warming up. Okay. So then I go, okay, you're ready. And he said, ready for what? And I said, we're keeping score, right? And he said, nah, we just gonna hit the ball. We just gonna hit balls. And I'm like, what's the point? Like,
yes, thank you. Thank you. I ain't out here like that. Hey, coach, you gonna go get you a mile or two in and call it a day if we ain't keeping score.
Yeah.
But society will make you believe nowadays that that's okay, what he was doing. But then you turn in your resume and you don't get the job.
Right.
Hey, so John, hold on. Now you just told me we ain't competing though.
7 years. If we had a camp and a kid didn't come home with a certificate, a trophy, or nothing, there was a problem.
Right. Right.
And it's amazing to me. There was an absolute problem, and we lost campers if they didn't do it, if we didn't give them.
Right. Participation trophy, you know.
Yeah.
And participation.
Oh man!
Because I mean, I know for me, like being a coach, right, and especially I tell the kids, I say, look, this ain't Pop Warner where everybody get to play. You gotta earn your playing time. You know, you gotta earn your playing time, and so that was hard for a lot of kids because
see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because they've been baby, you know, but or then they think they're better than what they are. It's that fine line of being, you want to be confident, but you don't want to be delusional, you know. And but yeah, that's like you talk about, like they think you owe them something, and you're like, no, you got to earn your playing time. You got to earn it, you know. And so that's a tough pill. So when you talk about they expect to have something, they just used to it, and I guess that game is fit that model.
Exactly.
It's gonna give you something, you know. You spend your time, you know, you trade your time to play this game. Okay, well, we're gonna award you. You can't lose. You're gonna lose.
Right.
Always win. Always come on top, and that's not good reality, you know.
Right. Man, moving right along, man. I gotta give a shout out to old Coach K, man. He announced his retirement. He gonna blaze them trails, baby. Say he gonna spend time with his grandkids. He gonna finish this year, but he's giving the school a heads up. This is his last and final season. He gonna do the that's his link to the NBA. He gonna do that last walk type of thing, Orlando. You know how the NBA guys do. Let me announce it now, so y'all can play a video everywhere I go.
Coach K.
Hey, look, and he deserved it too. Play them videos. Strike them up, baby. Hey, that media team need to be off the chain right now, finding every time he done mop the floor with y'all in y'all gym. Let's play them. Don't be showing us getting mollywopped in y'all gym. Don't not disrespect us like that. But Coach, while announcing this, he also announced his successor. And I gotta tell you, I was shocked.
Yeah, well, you know, and other coaches that I know was pretty shocked as well.
I was shocked.
I will say this, from what you read, you know, they went through a thorough search, and, you know, they vetted.
Well, stop.
But it appears on the surface that, you know, Coach K probably named his successor, which, if anybody deserves to name a successor,
right,
you know, he deserves that. So,
right.
He does. Absolutely.
So good luck to John. I like John. John's a great guy. I spent some time with him over in Spain one time, and you know, he's a good dude. But I'll say this, man. When I finally moved over those 6 inches, it's a well of a difference. And by the way, his 6 inches is at Duke.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, the 6 inches that I moved over was at a level that I could afford to make mistakes and could do things wrong and could learn on the job, and nobody in the world will even know about it.
Right.
If he makes a mistake, the entire world's gonna know.
Right.
Right.
So Caleb, tell me what was your thoughts on it? Because he's been there, he won the championship as a player, you know, homegrown, been there since 2013. So
Yeah,
talk to me. What's your shot?
Well, I feel like I'm gonna agree with Orlando. He deserves to name his successor. It's not even close. He definitely deserves to do that, and I respect what he did. But guess what, y'all? Coach K got it wrong. Duke got it wrong because they officially, you know, that's what the name on the jersey is. You know, so they got to hold the bag at the end of the day. But Coach K definitely got it. I got it wrong as well. And listen, man, it's not even close to me. Okay, there's 2 names that and I done gave these names before. And I'm not sure, MB, we talked about this before, but I've had conversations like this because I actually thought Coach K was going to retire 2 years ago. So I had already been thinking about this. So I'm 2 years late, or I was 2 years early, rather. So I already got these thoughts from 2 years ago. And I said, one guy deserves it, right? And one guy they owe it to. So that's how I categorize these two guys. The guy who deserves it is Tommy Amaker. Tommy Amaker deserves the job. If you pull his resume, he's been a winner since he left there. Like whatever bench he touched, which he done touched too, he has built outstanding programs, and they in the fight. They win the Ivy League stuff, and going to the tournament probably what, coach, consistently every other year at the worst. Them strung together some consistency with it. So to me, he deserved it out of that big group that left. The other guy who they owed it to, though, is down here in the O with me, Johnny Dawkins, head basketball coach at UCL. Why? Johnny was the first 5-star blue chip or whatever they called him back there that set that program on fire. Him and Jay Billis, that entire class. But Johnny was the highest rated guy that put his stamp on Duke and made it what it was. Made it okay to go there as a big time recruit. From that point on, I think Tommy's class came in a year or two behind them. And then, obviously they rattled off almost 100 NBA players after that. So that's my thoughts on it. Those two guys, to me, but my heart goes out to Johnny Dawkins, man, because when Coach K talks, any interview he's ever given in the past, he talks about two guys first every time. Tom Butters, who was the AD that gave him the shot and then protected him when they wanted to fire him. And then his second name he gives credit to every time is Johnny Dawkins. And that's why I said one deserved it, Tommy Amaker, just by what he's been able to accomplish on his own. And then I felt like, but he owed it to Johnny. That's my feelings.
That's the Lou down, baby. Again, part 2.
Hey, Orlando, you real quiet, man. What happened?
What you thought about that, Orlando?
I can talk about both of those guys. I know them both personally, and they're both great guys. I'll say this. When you hire John Shire, what you do is you have a guy that doesn't have a one-loss record. So he don't have anything that you just betting on his future. Johnny didn't get it done at Stanford. So did they say, hey, we hired Johnny and he struggled at Stanford. He wound up getting fired at Stanford. I mean, does he deserve the Duke job? I mean, I don't know.
Tommy, but he won there too. He won and lost there.
Well, he wound up getting fired at Stanford, I think.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
So, again, in college basketball, whatever sports, I mean, well, not so much in professional sports, but in college, I mean, when you get fired, it's kind of a little of an issue, that they look at. And then Tommy, Tommy was not great at Seton. He recruited great. But
he wasn't great where?
I don't think he was excuse me?
I'm sorry, he wasn't great where?
At Seton Hall.
Oh, gotcha.
And then at Michigan, I'm not sure if he wound up getting fired at Michigan or if he just left on his own. But, he's doing an unbelievable job at Harvard. Now, I'm not speaking for Tommy. I don't know. But the word I've gotten was he couldn't be in a happier place or a better spot in his life than at Harvard. I think his wife works there. As a professor there. I think it fits him as a person. So I'm not sure if either one of them really probably went out of their way to try to get the job. Now, again, I'm just guess from the outside looking in, but that still doesn't say that the guy should have been John. But when you hire John, you got a guy that doesn't have a win-loss record, and he's been there, and you're just betting on the come with him. You're betting that this is the next young Mike Krzyzewski.
Well, look, he's gonna be better than that. according to our own alumni, baby. Because since the first day I met John, I've always called him a young Brad Stevens. I don't know if that's so hot, but maybe Brad gets some there, but he can't win it. He showed us that. All right. He's able to think the game. He's a basketball savant. What? What? He's a savant.
And make sure you break down savant. Tell me what that means.
He's a prodigy? That what you're telling me?
Hey,
Well, he better not lose nothing.
I don't want to get myself in trouble.
Hey, he better not lose nothing, Orlando. Jay Williams called him a savant.
Coach Joe, where were you saying you don't want to get yourself in trouble? What'd you say?
Hey, I don't want to get myself in trouble on your show, but to listen to the words that they used about talking about him, and in my mind, I just thought about Charles Barkley when he said, some coaches they part ways, other coaches they get fired. So
right.
to
well,
use
look,
those
man.
type of terms, I'm not sure if other coaches get those type of terms used about them.
Hey, MB, I wanted to give him a shout out too. According to his former roommate, Gerald Henderson, he woke. He's just a soulful dude. He really is. We were roommates. We spent a lot of time together. John cares about what's going on with other people.
Okay.
Soulful,
okay.
other people, that equal woke to me, MB. So that's what you woke, guys.
Now, what is he known for at Duke right now? Is he's a top recruiter? Didn't he recruit took the lead recruit
right.
a lot of top guys?
Right. He created it. I can't think of it. I've been too busy reading all the comments, and I'll throw this at you to help co-sign on that. Carlos Boozer say we all know that college sports are based around recruiting. And that's a great thing. That's the great thing about John is that he's been there his whole life. He's played at Duke, been on the sideline a number of years. I think he's doing a great job stepping in. So he kind of trying to say that he's a great recruiter too, and that's been the thing that they zeroed in on. I'm sorry, but I don't think it was too tough telling folks you come in there and Coach K gonna be your coach. I think it's like being in Alabama. You know what I mean? Right now, MB. Like kids already wearing your jersey, and you don't even know who they is yet. And they got on your jersey. So when you walk into the office and they come in there with Alabama jersey on, MB, ain't really much you got to talk about it.
Right.
As a recruiter, you like, oh, okay, we got him. I can cut this short in 10 minutes and get on up the road to this one I got to fight Miami about, but I'm finna get on up the road from this right here. We got him. So that's what recruiting at Duke is like. It's very, think about it, man. They thrown in the mix with everybody's name, and sometimes the kids like, they ain't even called me. How they get on there?
Where are you saying, Orlando?
No, I was going to say, so John does do a good job recruiting. I know Jeff Capel was very strong there. I mean, he was very strong in terms of some of the guys they brought in. But I do think John's done a good job. But I'm going to say this. John's got a star in the making over there with him, a kid named Nolan Smith. And Nolan Smith is really good. He's a really good recruiter. He's a really good coach. Obviously they're both young, but he's going to really help John a lot. Obviously a former Duke guy himself. So I think he's going to be really strong on the recruiting trail to help John. But like you mentioned, K-Lou, it's a little different when you're selling Coach K than now you're not selling that. You're selling John Shire. You're trying to sell the Duke brand. And I had this conversation with a friend of mine. Is this going to be the Belichick, Tom Brady kind of argument. Who was it? Was it Belichick or was it Brady? Was it Krzyzewski or was it Duke? I mean, who was it? Why were they so good? Is it Duke University or is it Coach K? I'm gonna tell you this, guys. Alabama football is phenomenal. Okay, we all know that. When I worked at Alabama, they went through. Oh, I can't remember the first guy's name, but Franchione was there. No, it was after DeBose. Franchione was there.
Shula.
Then they had a guy named Mike Price, who never coached the game. And then they had Mike Shula. So they had 3 coaches in my 5 years. And they weren't very good. And they were still Alabama. It was still Alabama. But when Nick got there, the whole thing changed. So now, is it Alabama or is it Nick?
It's definitely Nick. It's definitely Nick because
we were good.
Is that me or him breaking up? That's
I think that's him.
Coach, you breaking up, buddy? Oh, Coach. Hold on, he's breaking up. Is that him or
is that me?
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys want me to log on?
Huh? He's gonna come back.
You see, it went away.
So I think he logged off. He'll come right back.
Right, but I was just saying, it definitely was him.
Okay.
It's dog to the phone. So
Double A brought up a good question, but I want to ask him both of you. I wanted to ask both of y'all this question. So they said, I guess they, it based on Double A. I guess he's saying what you're saying. They had the same issue, Matt Doherty before Roy Williams. And I heard somebody say, you don't want to be the guy that's following the legend. You want to be after the guy that's following the legend. You know?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, you don't want the same pressure because when the legend leaves, the expectations are still the same.
Yeah, I say exactly. You gotta, but
yeah,
what he was saying though, I don't see I don't see this in that same way as far as because I think he was trying to say, I wish hopefully able to come back. Let me send the link again. But yeah, so I guess he's saying, and I understand what he's saying about Nick Saban came and turned Alabama program around and got it going on. So it's clear cut is Nick Saban, but with Coach K, he's been there from the inception. So to me, he built that program.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see. I mean, now it's running like a well-oiled machine, but he reaped the benefits of that. He laid the foundation. So to me, he got it going. You know. So when you think of Duke, it's Coach K. You know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I wanted him to explain that more because I understood what he's saying about Nick Saban, but I didn't quite understood how that applied with Coach K, you know?
Right, because Alabama had a history before Saban. You know, obviously it was a long time ago, but they could always point back to Bear Bryant. And then, you know, even still MB, and then they came back out tough too. I mean, you guys had a battle of ages with them. So they've always been around. So their expectations have always been to win no matter who showed up there. And guys just weren't getting it done.
See, and now what I want to ask Orlando, so appreciate it. Appreciate you coming back. Hey, so help me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So help me understand, because I was just telling K-Lou based on what you're saying. I understand what you're saying about your example with Nick Saban, like how when you was there the 5 years, they obviously ain't win no championships, nothing like that. And then he got there and he turned them back around. He took them to a whole different level, you know, where they're at right now. So it's clear cut that it's Nick Saban that's why Alabama's good right now. But when you use that example to describe Coach K and Duke, because Coach K was there from the beginning. It was Duke wasn't Duke until Coach K came, you know, until he developed it. It was like McDonald's wasn't McDonald's, Burger King was McDonald's. So are you saying that is he now he was good at one point, and now he's like overrated, or in that regard. So
oh no,
like,
no. I'm not saying he's not overrated. I guess what I was saying is, can John Shire come in and will he be able to do what Coach K did at Duke?
Okay.
Or was it more Coach K?
Yeah.
You know, because I think, and I will say this, while at Alabama, while I was there, they still got their share of 5-star guys.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
It was
No doubt.
the University of Alabama.
No doubt.
So they got their share of it, but they weren't very good, the teams.
Right.
And until Nick got there. And then it changed. So, you know, again, is Shire still going to get his share of guys? Yes, it's Duke, you know, and they built such a powerful brand now, you know,
right.
As you, whether you like Nike or not, I mean, you know, I bet you if you go through the closet of half of your friends or more than half of your friends, they got 1 or 2 pair of Nike in there.
Right.
The brand is so strong. So
Right.
Duke is still going to be strong there, but
Exactly.
now is he going to be able to win at the level that K did?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, no doubt. When you said, yeah, that's definitely is gotta. That's a big question. Let me ask you this question. Right now, your initial thoughts. Who got it right? North Carolina with Davis, or Duke with Shire? Who got it right? You know?
Oh,
Man, I know
man,
K. Lou was a long-time assistant at North Carolina, right? You was pulling from him, K. Lou, right? And
yeah, I mean, he was groomed for that job.
Yeah.
That was a different situation.
Yeah, but the same thing. Who got it right then? Right now, if you had to take an early prediction.
I'm gonna go with Hubert Davis.
Yeah, if I have to do an early prediction, I'm going Hubert as well. But I'm also looking at the total picture. You know, Hubert's staff, if I remember correctly, he hired Sean May. He hired Jeff Lebo as a former head coach. You know, he's got guys around him who's been through it, who's done it. You know, I don't know what Shire's going to do, but if the staff stays the same with Nolan, this is his first year on the road as a full-time coach. This is his first year. Chris Carrawell's only been there like 2 years, maybe 3 years. And then now you got John.
Well, he came back though, Coach. He was there before. He left with Wojo, went to Marquette, and then he came back.
Who you talking about, Carrawell?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was never a full-time assistant coach.
Right. What before, right? Before he left, he wasn't. When he came back, he was.
Yes.
Him and Nate James were my classmates, Coach.
Oh yeah, Nate's a great guy, man.
Yeah.
So you know, if you put my feet to the fire today, I would say I would go North Carolina on this one.
Okay.
Well, Orlando, before you leave, give us your thoughts on the Bucks series, and you know they squeaked out a win last night. Miami went out there and throwed up a shot. I don't know, his name ain't Kyrie, his name ain't Kevin Durant, or
you say Miami.
Yeah, you know everybody went to Miami, so Bruce Brown went to Miami too. He throwed up that shot. Everybody going to the last shot with KD, but KD should have had the ball in.
Exactly.
And then they wouldn't have to worry about no heave from 30 foot, 35.
Right.
Well, you know, talking about the series, I'll say this. The Brooklyn Nets is such a talented team. And by the way, before I even get any deeper into this, the more I watch them play, the more it just – I'm joking with you when I say it kills me, but it just kills me, K. Lou, but you're dead on with James Harden. He is so much different player with them.
Right,
but anyway,
right. No doubt.
So their team is so talented that they get bored. They'll get bored at times. So I don't see. I mean, Milwaukee won that game and they played great defense, but eventually the talent level is going to overtake Milwaukee. And I say that like Milwaukee's not talented. Heck, they got the Greek freak, but Brooklyn is just offensively so much more talented. So I think they'll be able to close them out. And I think Philly will wind up winning it. Although I am growing more and more impressed with Trae Young,
right,
and what he's doing. But more than that, I'm impressed with the job that Nate McMillan has done with him.
Right.
And how Nate handles him and how Nate coaches him and what they've done with him. And I mean, he's playing well, but I think Philly will just wind up overpowering him in the end.
Well, you know what? And I meant to say that last show we was on, we was talking about Atlanta and their success. I mean, people sleep on it, but they had a coaching change in the middle of the season.
Yes. Yeah.
They had a coaching change. Nate came around and turned that thing around where they had actually, when he took over, they had the best record when he took. I mean, he helped them have the best record in the East.
Look.
So he did a great job, man.
MB, they'll fire him next year, man.
I know you mentioned something like that before. Because
it was with him. Indiana did the same thing.
In the first place?
He made Indiana relevant, and they fired him. They'll fire him.
Indiana just fired.
They'll find a way to get somebody else the credit, MB. That's what happens in Nate's situation.
Yep, exactly. Yep. So, but you're right though. He's doing a great job, man, and they're playing unbelievable. So I'm glad you mentioned that. And then what's your thoughts on the Suns and K-Lou Denver Nuggets, man? Golly. Like McDonald's
man,
Nuggets,
I tell you what.
Do they got real chicken they using over there? What's going on, man?
Listen, let me say this, man. I knew without Jamal Murray, the Nuggets would have some problems, but I'm gonna say this, man. It's more the Suns than anything. The Suns are really good. Like
yes.
Like when they beat the Lakers, you kind of say, oh, they beat the Lakers. Maybe it's a fluke. No. They're really good. And 30, however old he is, 34, 35-year-old Chris Paul.
36. I think 36.
36-year-old Chris Paul is playing unbelievable.
Yes, he is.
And you know what? I felt this way from the draft. Now, ultimately, at the end of the day, is Luka Doncic probably the best in that draft? Yes. But DeAndre Ayton is really good, and I was high on him. He was the number one pick in the draft, so I wasn't the only guy that was high on him. But I felt like what he's doing now, I felt like that was going to be a thing where, in the next 2 or 3 years, he's going to be a multiple all-star.
Right.
The way he plays, but they're doing a good job, and give Monty Williams, man, the job that Monty's doing over there, man. So they may win this series against the Nuggets.
Right. Hey, Coach O, do you have to go? Because we got Laser on. I want to talk a little bit more basketball if we can. I want to bring Laser on, talk a little quick baseball. Or if you got to go, I understand. You have to go.
Well, yeah, I need to head out,
okay.
But I can definitely come back anytime you guys need me to.
Oh, please. Hey, man, we want you every time we get you. I
appreciate it.
I ain't too proud to beg, man. I try to show every time. I'll be texting, great job. When can you come again? So shoot, man. Hey, man, you let us know, man. We'd like to have you on Monday, man. Whatever you can give us, man. We appreciate it, bro.
All right. Hey, listen, when your baseball guy come on, man, ask him if my Cleveland Indians got a chance to do anything.
Hold on. I'm going to put him on right now, let you ask him. Hold on. Coach
right.
Laser, you heard the question. This Coach O, man. He's got a question about his Cleveland Indians, man. They say, do they have a chance?
Hey, I'll tell you what. How you guys doing, man?
Good, Coach.
Good.
Hey, I'll tell you what. One of the things that I'm so impressed this year is these teams, low-budget teams, Cleveland, Oakland. These guys are really playing really good, and they're hot right now. So when you talk about Cleveland, Coach, they're going to do it this year. I'm telling you, they're going to do it. Their back end of their bullpen is outstanding. But some of these starters now, they only have to go probably 5 or 6 innings when you got great middle relief and a great closer. So, hey, I'm telling you, you're gonna be happy this year.
All right, I
Okay.
love it. Now listen, guys. I don't want to take over the show, but I gotta
No, go
ask
ahead.
one question. I gotta ask one question. How big, how big is the middle relief guy now in baseball? Like, is that guy eventually gonna be like $1 million player? Like, is that position or that spot on the team that important now?
It's big time important now. In the last 2 or 3 years, just like you said, I mean, this is going to be, um, you're talking about 5, 6, 7 million dollars a year for a middle reliever and the setup guy. Middle reliever and the setup guys are pretty much closers, okay, are pretty much closers in that sixth, seventh, and eighth inning, okay. So their value financially and their value to a team has gone up dramatically
Wow.
dramatically. So
All
yes, I
right,
mean
guys. Well,
days if you think about it, some of these starters are going 5 or 6 innings, and like you guys know, a 6 inning starter is a quality start, which is going to help you in arbitration. Okay, because now it's all about quality starts, and a quality starts take you to the 6 inning, takes out his team to the 6 inning, and then after that, middle relieving and your setup guy take over from there until the closer.
Oh wow. Now how has it
wow.
changed? Because with Mario Rivera with the Yankees, remember him, and how has it changed between now and then, as far as how the setting up guy from there?
I'm sorry, guys. I could barely hear you because I'm outside. Could you repeat the question?
I was just wondering when you was talking about that, you hear how has the game changed from the pitching, setting up the pitcher with the middle relief for the closer? How has it changed now compared to the times where Rivera at the Yankees? I mean, it seemed like that guy. It was all about the starter and then the closer. How has it changed so much with that in that regards?
Well, it's changed a lot. I mean, like I said earlier, in the last 2 or 3 years, it's changed a lot, guys. And the reason it has changed, and if you think about it and you look at it, you're not seeing these pitchers go 190, 200, over 200 innings a year anymore. Okay, so what's happening? They're giving them another 2 or 3 years in their career where they used to throw, anywhere between 190, 180, or even 200 innings a year, and you saw these guys, retiring early with arm problems, with ulnar nerve problems, and all that. So now, by having that middle guy and that setup guy, it has helped tremendously. I mean, just like you said, Michael. Um, before it was the starter get you 7 or 8 innings, and then Mariano would come in, or one of these top relievers would come in. But
Right.
nowadays, and that's going to be stopped. That's not going to happen anymore. Where you're taking your starter all the way into the seventh or eighth inning, and then give it to your closer. I mean, if you guys remember, closers will have over 45, 50 saves a year, and you don't see
Right.
that anymore.
Right.
Okay, you don't see that anymore, and the other thing you're not going to see a lot more is these starters, winning 18, 20, 21 games, because now that setup guy or middle reliever will go, an inning or two on a tie ball game, or a game that they're down by 1 run, they score 2 or 3 runs, and that setup guy gets the win.
Right.
So pitching has changed dramatically. With all these new technologies of spin rate and RPM rates and things like that, it's changed dramatically. It
Wow.
really has.
Well, Coach, tell me what changed about this college baseball, man. What's going on with that, man? Talk to me about that, about the
Man, I'll tell
change.
you
What's
one thing.
happening?
I'm so disappointed. Uh, um, in my babies, my baby University of Miami. I'm so disappointed.
Oh,
But you know, again, now there's so much compatibility with all the teams. It used to be where everybody wanted to come to Miami, everybody wanted to come to Florida State or Florida. Now players are going everywhere. Wake Forest, Alabama. Shoot, you saw what happened in the Gainesville Regional. I mean, the two teams that stayed alive was South Alabama and USF. You know, these guys have never even been to a regional, and they were the two last teams that survived. And of course, USF beat South Alabama to go to the super regionals against, I think it was Oklahoma. It's against Oklahoma State.
Right.
So college baseball has changed a lot, guys. It really has. The recruiting nowadays, you know, anybody could get anybody. You got players from here, from Miami, going to Alabama. Got players here, like I said earlier, to Wake Forest. And, you know, the team that's killing this city is the Gators. They're killing us. But, you know, and we get our share from outside of the state and outside
Right.
of Miami. But nowadays, guys, recruiting in college baseball, it's changed, and it's everything. You got Florida. Guys, listen to this. This has never happened. You got University of Florida, Florida State, and even Miami getting commitments from kids that are in the 8th grade.
Wow.
Grade. They're getting commitments, and these kids are already throwing, as an 8th grader, throwing 90, 92, 89. You never saw that. You never saw that. But they're investigating that. They're investigating that because if you look, you go to Bauer, and it was Bauer and oh my goodness, I can't remember the other the pitcher from Greinke from the Astros. Their spin rate ever since they got not suspended, but kind of been looked at because you know the velocity,
Yep. Yep.
the way the ball was moving, and all that.
Right.
Ever since that happened, their spin rate and RPMs have lowered. Their velocity has lowered, and they've been getting hit. If you look at their last couple outings, they've been getting hit big time. So I think this is something they're going to really look into. I mean, if you guys, again, I'm always looking at baseball and reading stuff like that, but this year, the strikeout, okay, the comparison to hitting is ridiculous. If
Wow.
you put the whole, if you put the whole major leagues, both American League and National League, the team batting average is under 250.
Mm. Right.
Okay, you've never seen that. That's
Right.
never happened.
Right.
Okay, so now everybody's questioning all these kids that are throwing 99, 101, 96. You know, where are they getting that? You know, where are they getting that from?
Okay.
So there's going to be a lot of things that are going to be investigated here towards this year and throughout the you know, the winter meetings and things like that.
Well, when you said investigate, I mean, what could improve a speed like that? You know, what could improve somebody throwing that type of miles per hour, Coach? Is it Balco with the pitching
PEDs,
now?
baby.
Is it Balco with pitching now? What's going on?
You know, when you talk improvement and you talk about these guys that only have to go, like we were talking earlier, 5, maybe 6 innings, and just, you know, full maximum guys that are going to come in there and just try to overthrow it. You know, you got to have something behind that.
Right.
Okay? You cannot have a starter in the 5th inning or 6th inning still throwing over 95 miles an hour. I don't buy that.
Right.
I've been around this game a lot. I'm sorry, I don't buy that.
Right.
So what's behind it? Sure, the training is better. Okay. The, you know, all the things, the mechanics, the training.
The supplements, Coach.
Huh?
The supplements are better.
I didn't want to go there.
The Balco, baby.
I didn't want to go there, but, you know, that's what they're investigating now. And they're investigating. I don't know, again, high school are being tested randomly in baseball.
Wow.
Randomly in baseball. So, I mean, there's so much things that we could talk about this, guys, and I'm going to have.
Oh. We're losing you, Coach. Coach, you're muted.
Conversation going on Monday.
Okay, Coach. Sound good, Coach. I appreciate it. I know your granddaughter got a dance competition, man. Go ahead and take all the pictures, man.
Hey,
Keep smiling from ear to
don't
ear.
you run up there now and try to hit one with her now. You keep your composure, Coach. Stay seated.
All right, Coach. Take care, brother. Appreciate you, man. So my man talking about those supplements that in high school, early years, getting it in, huh? Whatever it
You
takes.
know, MB, and it's amazing. And I bet when they investigate it, you know, ESPN gonna get all involved in that some kind of way. And I guarantee you they're gonna find it's been a trail of it for years.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's one of those things. If you don't, I mean, these kids and they love this stuff that much that they feel like, you know, hey, what, you know, them t-shirts, ball is life. They really mean it.
or they meant this: if you ain't cheating, if you ain't trying.
Yeah, try, yeah.
God,
yeah, and that's sad, but you know, you have to monitor that kind of stuff, especially when you see, you know, huge changes like he's talking about. And the guys coming in at, you know, looking like football players and they don't play football.
Yeah. Well, and then what he talking about is the speed and stuff like that. You're right, of the pitching. He's talking about how the batting average is low. You know,
Right.
And then I think somebody just recently got busted for illegal substance, you know, as far as, I mean, so dudes are trying to find an edge, you know?
Right.
So, yeah, that's crazy, though. Especially when you talk about random testing in high school, that's not the norm, you know?
Right.
But obviously, if this becoming a problem, you know, shoot, they find a way to get the resources, get it done, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's crazy. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah.
Man,
Wow.
well, I think this is a good place to shut it down, man. We appreciate y'all for coming, hollering at us, pulling up, rolling through, hollering at us because you know us, man. We appreciate all y'all's support and just continue to tell other people about us, like us, share it, hit that subscribe button, and we'll holler.
Well, before we go though, let's we need to just send some prayers up for the Fossil family, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know, so our old ball coach passed away early this week, so just lift our condolence to his family, you know.
Man.
Well, go ahead, K-Lou. I just want to throw that out.
No, that's huge. That's huge. So definitely send our condolences to the Fossil family. Great guy. Had lots of fun with him. Made you know, my dreams come true. So you know, I appreciate that. We'll definitely man, sad night, MB. We couldn't get a hold of him when we did the little throwback show.
Yeah, I know. That's right.
Yeah.
That sucks.
I mean, one of the beautiful things was when we lost the Miami great.
Yep.
You know,
yep.
I mean, we helped, you know, probably the last time he had been on, you know, camera like that.
Yeah, that was good.
And so I thought that was beautiful to definitely give him his roses while he was here.
Yeah, no doubt.
Man.
Yeah.
Well, man, we'll holler at y'all from sideline to baseline. MBK Lou. We are gone.
Peace.